is Hollis. I was president of the association in 1997. Born in New-Brunswick and lived here most of my life, except for a stint in Quebec, and now I'm living in Nova Scotia. I was here in Fredericton, and then I moved with the company down to Moncton, and I just got with a bunch of engineers there, so I got on the Moncton branch, and I was on the branch there for 5 or 6 years as treasurer of the branch, and then somebody suggested I should run for council, which I did, and just went from there, I guess. Well, like I said, in those days you had to run for, there was 2 second vice presidents, so it was 4 people ran for second vice president, 2 got elected, and then those 2 ran off for first vice president, and anyway, it just kept on going. So I was always interested in being more in charge of the organization, get more opportunity to influence things. So. When I was in high school, I knew I was going to go take engineering. I don't know why, but I was interested in that kind of stuff. I was born on a farm, and worked on the farm, worked in the woods, and liked equipment. And so we went to, I remember going to a career day thing or something, and they had something there about engineering in grade 9 or 10, and I just knew I was going to go take engineering. So that's what I did. Didn't have any other interests. It's been great career. Well, I was involved in a lot of things through the years since I've been around there quite a bit. When we brought the geoscientists into the group was certainly a bit of a challenge. When we first brought in the continued competency program, I was there when that came around, and that was a bit of a challenge as well. There was, a fair bit of opposition to the bringing geoscientists in, but absolutely the right thing to do as far as I was concerned. Same with the continued competency or professional development, they call it now, I guess. That's something we absolutely had to do in my mind. And then when you went to Canadian Council of Professional Engineers, you got to go all across the country for 5 years. Met a lot of different people, all kinds of different actors. It was basically good, mostly good memories. I can remember when we were looking for, when he came on board, there were some people thought that since he wasn't an engineer, he shouldn't be executive director or CEO of that engineering association. And that was not only here, it was at the national level, because I was up there then, and we got, why are you hiring somebody that's not an engineer to be your CEO? And I said, don't need to be an engineer to run the organization, not at all. So, got to be open-minded, which I thought I was. Well, he knew a bit about running an organization because he'd been involved in different organizations, and that's what I was looking for. We didn't need to have an engineer in my mind. It wasn't engineering. It was how about managing the affairs of the business, the organization, and that's what I thought he could do. And as far as I'm concerned, he did a hell of a good job. As I said, there was some naysayers, but it's quite funny. He actually became the head of the CEO group for Engineers Canada. Like each association had a CEO and they have their own group. He eventually became the chair of that group, and the rest of them were all engineers. So I thought that was cool. That says something for him in my mind. I've always been interested in how things were being run for the affairs of the profession, or the professions now, I should say. I've always been interested in how things were going and how they should go, so I've stayed involved on committees since I've been there. Still chair of a committee, so I just like to see how these things work out, that's all. Well, there is, we're self-regulated. I would see that there might be, and there has been some effort, I say effort, but not the right word or not, but there's been some attempt to change that across the country. I think that's a mistake. That is definitely a risk in my mind. It's, we are, our act is a child of the legislature, so the politicians can, somebody has some influence there, they can do what they want to us, but I think that would be the wrong thing to do. The other thing probably is, the digital world is quite a bit different than it was 30 years ago, and some of it is, in my mind, not to the best. There's too many things out there that you don't know whether it's right or wrong or indifferent. You can say anything you want on Facebook or Twitter, and a lot of people think it's gospel. Well, I don't think so at all. Council's got to be proactive in what they're doing. You just don't sit back and accept the way things are. You got to keep ahead of the curve. So there's a lot of things they can work on to do that. Governance of the professions, you can do more than we've been doing, in my mind. And it's not just internally, but externally with the stakeholders, with the government. You can be a lot more proactive than we are. Engineers have typically not been known to say a whole lot. A few maybe, but we need more of those people that speak out sensibly. And that's where council's got to come in. It's not just be a puppet. Got to be proactive in looking after not only your best interests, but the best interests of the public at large, as far as I'm concerned.